if you need to blur out stuff, then that'll be a problem for later.
I don't know how to edit things.
So, what were you just saying?
I was saying that I don't know that if it's true, but I think that I've heard or read that strawberry onions are only grown around strawberry fields, and that they're used as pest control. And
Huh. Where'd you hear that?
I don't know, I feel like I've known that for a long time.
Well, that's interesting because we just read, because we were trying to keep the animals from our mammy seed. What was it? I was going to cover it in
Cayenne.
cayenne and onions.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was the deer that didn't like. No, I think it was the pigs that didn't like the onion,
Mm-hmm.
and the deer that didn't like the cayenne.
Yeah.
Google fact check. Is that all the tomato?
Yeah.
Well, Heather, these sandwiches are amazing. And these onions are especially sweet. Like really, really, almost unusually sweet. You said these are strawberry onions and you can't get them anywhere else on earth. Except for Florida.
Florida and Georgia. North Florida.
That's it. They won't ship them anywhere else?
Well, I don't know.
No, that's what you said.
I was saying you can't get them in the grocery store. That it's only
Can't even get them in the grocery store. They're
it's
illegal.
only the produce stands that ever have them,
They're illegal.
and they only ever have them like around March. And you think about strawberry season, and we're also right in strawberry season, so they're harvesting strawberries, harvesting these onions.
Why don't we have strawberries?
I don't know. I think I've started to like strawberries less than I used to.
That's because they haven't kept up with the sweetness. When you got grapes that taste like damn cotton candy, strawberries suck. The grapes have gotten too sweet. They're retarded now. They're actually like, this is jelly.
Well, I think when I was like younger, if I had to pick a berry, I would have picked strawberries, but now I would pick blackberries first for sure, and then blueberries, and then maybe raspberries, and then strawberries would be last.
I know. They need to sweeten up strawberries.
Well, I don't think that blueberries or raspberries are particularly sweet. Blackberries can be pretty darn sweet.
On occasion, yeah, you're right. You can get some sweet and not so sweet blackberries. You can get some sweet and not so sweet blueberries. Strawberries are always like kind of sweet, but not sweet. They're never sweet enough. Well, you have to. It's time to cultivate strawberries to be retarded sweet.
I think it's actually. Have you noticed how darn big strawberries are?
They can be, yeah. Yes, I have.
And it's those ones, they taste like nothing. They taste like water. Like, there's hardly any flavor in them.
Well, whoever's growing the grapes needs to get with the strawberry people and show them how it's done. Whoever made, like, they went too far with the cotton candy grapes. Need to get with the strawberry people and show them how it's done.
The cotton candy grapes, they are like a real strain of grape.
I would bet 200 years ago, there was no grape that tasted that sweet.
Maybe.
It's a modification.
Muscadine grapes are really sweet. They just have seeds in them, which is annoying.
Our local grapes?
Yeah.
Our Florida natural.
The ones that grow like around us. No, but then you try muscadine wine from the Florida wineries, San Sebastian.
Retarded sweet.
Yes, and
You think it's because of the grapes?
yeah.
But they import grapes.
No, they're Florida. They have their vineyards right here in Florida.
Well, I know that, but you're implying that they only use their local muscadine grapes. I'm
Well,
implying
whatever they've cultivated. When my mom grew grapes, and they were muscadine grapes, because that's what'll grow in Florida, not the table grapes that grow in California and stuff. Those don't grow here. But when my mom grew them, they were big, just like the ones you can buy at the grocery store, not the small ones that grow wild.
Same species, but modified.
Uh, you know, genetically selected to be the biggest and sweetest rather than tiny and full of seeds.
Well, then we need to get store-bought muscadine grapes and compare them to our
Yeah.
local wild.
Oh, they're definitely different. And I do see the muscadines come to the grocery store every once in a while.
Do you know when we have muscadine when we have muscadine grapes growing wild?
Summer.
Okay. We need to do a side-by-side comparison on video for our viewers, so they can understand our natural muscadine grapes
Yeah.
that grow out here where we are,
Mhm.
alongside the
You can eat them. You can eat them,
store-bought
folks.
ones. How did our olives, our wild Florida olives, taste?
They were so bitter. We collected those like the day after Thanksgiving.
And we did confirm that they are olives.
Mm-hmm.
We were worried that they weren't olives,
Mm-hmm. They were.
but once we went through the process,
Mm-hmm.
they definitely taste like olives.
And they smelled like olives. Like as soon as we opened that jar, it was
But they weren't so great.
no, they were way too bitter.
They were almost edible though.
Yeah.
Are they still in the fridge?
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know, we have wild olives in Florida. And there's a process you can look up online. I'm talking to nobody. About
Well,
how to
yeah.
process the same way, similar or same as how they do olives from Italy or wherever else. California, probably. It's a brining process. You go in salt water and you leave them for 3 months or something like that.
Well, first
You should
I
Google it if
changed-
you want to do it.
Yeah, you got to change out the salt water like several times, and that's supposed to help reduce the bitterness. I think I changed the water and the salt like 3 or 4 times before they went for their long soak, but maybe that just wasn't enough, or we caught them at the end of the season. It's worth trying again. Do you think it's worth trying again?
Yes, because we know where the tree is.
Mm-hmm.
And if we do more research, we can see when's the best time to pick.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a more elaborate process than what we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of questions. But at least we've confirmed that we do, in fact, have real olives here in Florida. And we have it right down the street.
I think there wasn't there like one over here that we were looking at as a possible grape? Or, I mean, olives?
I don't know. Let's find it. And if there's a best process for getting them as good as possible, then we should figure out what that is. Because Heather recently made homemade pickles, and the brine is, in my opinion, just not as good as the good old Clausen.
Well, I think the first problem was I
Right.
made them too salty. And that's going to affect it right away. And he was not a fan of lacto-fermentation, which...
Who?
Yeah. Which is the natural fermentation process of pickles and vegetables. And definitely imparts a different flavor than the forced kind of pickling...
What are you talking about? Lactose fermentation?
Lacto fermentation.
Like
No. I don't.
Like
it's
lactate fermentation?
It's a bacteria that is produced by a vegetable. I don't know the science behind it, but there is a science behind it, and it causes the fermentation and preservation process. Okay, because there's a difference between a pickle and a fermentation. A fermentation indicates that some sort of like yeast and bacteria and stuff is produced, and a pickle is just a brine. At least this is my understanding. And so pickles can be Little tiny bug. Pickles can be fermented or they can be just pickled.
And what do you like?
I like both. That fermentation, it makes a much more sour pickle, and it's got a little bit of a funk to it.
Got ranch?
The other kind is just, it's a salty pickle.
We're vegetarians. Animal murder is bad, terrible, and you should never do it. Also, steak is delicious.
I like kimchi. You don't like kimchi.
Oh god, it's horrible.
And
It's rotten, nasty.
Yeah, well, that's that lacto fermentation. Like, it's producing.
Do you think
the
lacto
something.
has any relation to the word lactose?
No, I don't know why it's different, but it is because lactate and lactose all refer to milk, and the word is lacto with an O.
This is more fun if we don't Google it. We should just talk about it, make up shit, because Heather's always making up stuff. And don't Google it. Just come up with your own answers. Maybe that's what we should call this. Don't Google it.
Don't Google it. Yeah. Actually, that thought crossed my mind. Like when you said that, that's more fun when you don't Google it.
Just keep
About the
making
title of the video.
Keep making up shit.
Just better than shooting the shit at lunch.
Like eating steak is vegan because
It's vegan?
it's because somebody will fill that out. It's vegan because cows eat grass and I eat cow, therefore I'm eating grass.
Wow.
Therefore I'm eating vegan.
If all the ingredients in the cookie are good, then the cookie is good.
No. If the cookie is good, then therefore all the ingredients must have been good.
Oh.
This is what you need. This is what you should have had. Strawberry.
That's the grapefruit. Which I do think that one's better than the strawberry.
I'm full. That was really delicious. I love vegetables.
Is that why you're vegan?
Yep. Well, I ate all my ranch.
So these must all be my vegetables.
Yep.
What's about? You barely ate any radishes.
I ate more than you. I was deliberately eating a bunch of them because I requested radishes. I do like radishes. And they're sitting there, and you weren't eating them, so somebody had to do it. But I'm on a ranch, so it's your job to finish the rest. Oh.
I'm full.
Well, we did a good job taking care of the mouths we needed to take care of. It's time to keep moving dirt. Because I'm a tractor.
I'm gonna get a copyright strike for that.
Oh, really? There's a song called I'm a Tractor?
Yeah, everyone knows that that's actually the song. Not I'm a Traveler.
You can't do that. I'm closing it because you're not doing anything. Just sit there.
That's what I'm best at. Is this a mukbang?
What?
What? Is this a mukbang?
I don't know what you're saying. But you're on the wrong direction. Don't you know the sleeping bag fills up with air? There you go.
He doesn't know what a mukbang is.
I don't think you know what a mukbang is. I think you're just saying things.
Comment down below if this was a mukbang and
That's
if you
lame.
know what
Don't
a
comment.
mukbang
That's stupid. You guys are no. You're all cooler than that. That's weird.
All right. What's that bird? Oh,
Right.
just landed on the other side of the pond.
I don't see shit. Oh, the brown one. I don't know. You can take your camera over there.
Excuse me.
I know it's a mukbang.